Yes, my son.
Tell me a story.
Millions of years ago, a meteorite made of vibranium, the strongest substance in the universe, struck the continent of Africa, affecting the plant life around it. And when the time of men came, 5 tribes settled on it and called it Wakanda.
Why?
We are black. We respect our culture. We are the history. We stand for unity. We stand for integrity. We are Splash. All Splash. 105.5 FM.
105.5. The Splash.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us. That sound heralds Splash Rendezvous for your listening pleasure. And this week, we are back on the beat. My name is Oluwaseun Akinola. So what do we have for you today? We'll just put them on the table and let's discuss them. We have 3 issues, but the major one is about the PDP Southwest Zonal Congress that took place this week. We'll be speaking with the Deputy National Publicity Secretary of the PDP, Mr. Dino Odeyemi, on the issues around that Zonal Congress. There are many issues. There was a court order that, asked them not to have that Congress. But in defiance of that order, that Congress took place. So we'll be examining that. Again, the imbroglio that came out of that Congress. Well, I also want us to discuss the concept of thuggery and politics in Nigeria. And why do politicians quote louts, as you might want to call them? Apart from that, a furore came up about Twitter establishing its African regional headquarters in Ghana, and quite a number of people have been talking about it. Was it as a result of unpatriotic Nigeria who demarcates Nigeria on Twitter, or who speaks the truth about the reality of Nigeria on Twitter, or because of our current standing when it comes to maybe the ease of doing business, maybe security, maybe free speech, or there are indices to show that Nigeria really did not deserve to have such an establishment on our soil. But on the other hand, we're taking a look at that as well. I was also looking at a report recently, and that report, it's simply about Nigeria states at the subnational level. Now the point is, many of these states are not transparent in their budget allocations, budget performance, and the rest. So we're going to take a look at that as well on the program today. Oyo State and Zamfara State were said to be among the worst states in terms of budget transparency. And Olatunbosun engaged a civil society player yesterday on this matter. So we'll further that discussion on the program. So once again, welcome to the program. This is Splash Rendezvous on Splash 105.5 FM, your integrity station. Welcome to the program. Olatunbosun is here. Michael, welcome to the program.
Thank you very much for having us. It's good to be here again this Thursday.
And Tunde Olawuwo is also here. Tunde, welcome to the program.
Thank you. Good evening, Sean. Good evening, Michael. And good evening to our esteemed listener. Thank you for having us.
Great. So, we'll start with the PDP. Like I said, we'll be speaking with Tunde Olawuwo in a moment. We'll call him because he couldn't make it to the studio, but we'll call him and speak with him. But before we speak with him, one man that seems to be a rallying figure for that Congress was Ayodele Fayose. And it seems his voice was louder than any other person in terms of its publicity and his views on this matter. And so we'll start with this way. Sometime February this year, he granted a television interview. I cut a part of that interview out for us to listen. He first said that he didn't agree that Seyi Makinde is the leader of PDP in the Southwest. I kept asking myself, was there a point where Seyi Makinde came to the public and said he was the leader of the party in the Southwest? Was there a point where the governor of Oyo State, dragged that position with anyone whatsoever? But I'd like you to listen to him on this interview. I'll also say before we close it here that I'll also play what he said at that Congress where he said Seyi Makinde is the leader of the PDP in the Southwest. And then we'll examine these two and go into the election before we now call Tunde Olawuwo to be part of this discussion. So let's listen to Fayose, what he said on a television interview while he was talking about leadership of the party and his opinion about it.
The party naturally it's our way to say whoever is the leader of a party, whoever is in government as the governor, would have means to take care of the people in the party, and automatically, by playing that role, you are the leader. I'm not into any struggle of leadership with Governor Makinde, no. But the fact that Governor Makinde cannot come out and say he's my leader, the fact that my son is coming and is a governor, I had to get up because by norms, he's the governor. The gentleman is a governor, and I must respect his office. I want to choose my words, and I want to do a bit of clarification. Governor Makinde, by all standard, is the only governor in the West. But I want to ask you, all South are PDP leaders, PDP governors. Who is the leader of the governors? Because it's the only one we have. I used to be like that, but I never said to anyone, I am the leader of the West. No. But if he wants to be addressed like that, it's okay. But the issue is this, I just said it to you. The fact that I got up for my son, a governor, coming to a function, does it mean he's my father? Does it mean he's my leader? No, it's not. He's Governor Sanwo-Olu, the leader of Asiwaju in Lagos. Is Ambode the leader of Tinubu? Or Governor Wike is the leader of Odili? Please, that language, we have to choose it. I just said it to you, Governor Makinde will probably be 31 or 32 years when I was governor in 2003. I am his brother. Don't let me use languages that are unbecoming of a leader. He is the leader in the Southwest by reasons of his office. But when we go out, we will say, Your Excellency. When we are at home, we are his father. Before Governor Makinde came, there was a structure. And that structure had a Olawuwo as chairman of the West and Reverend Jenyo as the secretary. And to be honest with you, when we are saying in Southwest, everybody donates. You donate from your state. There's something zoned to your state. You bring your people, and you are called Southwest States. Executive. We met with Governor Makinde. Diola Fesa was there. Governor Yola was there. Adebutu was there. The Adelekes were there. The one that is a politician. We sat and gave him the right as the governor to say, these people says, what's your view? They want to continue. More so, by reasons of Sheriff and the crisis we had, they've only spent 2 years in office. And you agreed to it. And whatever I'm saying before camera and before the good people of Nigeria is nothing but the truth. And to the glory of God, I come here that I will not come and say anything to the contrary. Governor Makinde said he believes in performance, efficiency, and all that of a Olawuwo, that so well it can go ahead. And I'm saying it on my honor, in my name, and everything, because I don't like swearing in the name of God and all that. We agreed. We left the place. He went to obtain forms for them. Suddenly it changed. But may I say to you, sir, there was a structure before Governor Makinde came. And being a governor does not say you want to eradicate that structure. You can't. We won't let you.
Right, so that was Identify share there. He said something about them agreeing to allow a DOFSO to continue, but maybe that changed. All right, so gentlemen, I first of all want to take your views about this issue of leadership. Should there be a leadership tussle in this situation? Remember, Michael, that when we were speaking with the former governor of Oyo State, Oluwaseun Akinola, we also had that brush about who is the leader of APC in Oyo State, and now they run a collegiate a kind of leadership even in APC. I'll start with Tunde. Should there be this kind of leadership tussle within a party? Shouldn't there be a natural, ascension to leadership in this kind of a political party?
Well, the first thing I would like to establish is that when politicians fight over party leadership positions, it's important for us, you and I, and perhaps the vast majority of those listening to us, to know that they are not fighting because of us. That has absolutely nothing to do with our interests, with good governance or anything. It's just about who controls what, especially that big word, party structure. And that is what this is all about. Now, you are definitely going to continue to have this kind of situations. Going to your question that should there be tussle over it, or shouldn't it just be a natural thing? Because the position or the office of the party leader is not clearly spelled out in our constitution.
Farage also said this. Disagree.
So it is something that is implied. It is something that you assume based on what you control, which is in itself intangible. Now, if we come down to the case of Governor Seyi Makinde of Oyo State and former Governor Farage of Ekiti State, well, I think by the reason of what happened in Oshogbo on Monday, we now know who the leader of the party in Southwest is, because you see, the power of a sitting governor is enormous. Let's not deceive ourselves. Except when, the only time you are able to cage, quote and unquote, a sitting governor is when you are the one who has actually put him or her there. And then you are able to control, one vital, organ of government, which is the legislature at the state level. That is the only way you can control a sitting governor. So you see what you have in Lagos, where Asiwaju is the undisputed leader of the party. He's not just saying it with his mouth. When former Governor Bukola Saraki was holding sway in Kwara State, it was like that also. In fact, there was a time he summoned somebody who was in the House of Reps, Ahmad Ali, to come be speaker in the State House of Assembly. That was the extent of his control. And it was this same issue of controlling the legislature that started the war, quote and unquote political war between Governor Obaseki and the former national chairman of APC, Comrade Adams Oshiomhole. Eventually we saw who won, after about 2 years of that bickering. So if you don't have that kind of control over a sitting governor, there is no way you can claim to be bigger or be more powerful. And it's a fact that in the Southwest today, Governor Seyi Makinde of Oyo State is the only PDP governor. So when I've listened again and again to former Governor Fayose, he can make reference to the age difference, which by the way is not a lot. Just about 8 years.
He will be 60 years in November 15.
And Governor Makinde will be 53, on December 25.
Yeah.
So it's not, yes, it's significant, but not in the manner he was saying it that, when I was governor, he was probably 30-something. He was also very young. When he became governor, he was privileged to become governor very early. The resources, the power that a governor has, it came to bear on Monday. My problem, generally with the PDP is that they are doing a very bad job of being the opposition party at the national level. And they are not particularly doing a great job, in showing themselves to be the party that the people of Southwest should, go with, in the subsequent elections. Don't forget that in 2003, they had the opportunity of sweeping about 5 states, off the feet of AD. But between then and now, especially from around 2006, when Asiwaju Tinubu began to flex its muscle beyond Lagos, we realized that it's not been the same. As it is right now, if they don't nip this in the bud early enough, it may, spell a major problem for the PDP going forward.
Michael, what do you say?
You see, I listened to His Excellency Governor Fayose there, and I enjoyed the fact that he was just doing speak for and speak against in the same sentence, and I'm not shocked really that he was contradicting basically the if you like the gentleman's agreement, or if you like the unwritten quotes in some of their constitutions that says that the governor in a state is the leader of the party. And meanwhile, their constitutions do not even recognize party leader. Their constitution says chairman, whether at the national, then you have the zonal, the deputy and the rest of it. And then at the state level, you have the chairman of the party and so on and so forth. But you see, I think that the Fayose versus Makinde drama was basically ego contention, trying to see who has the bigger ego, between the two. And it's so interesting that while Fayose a few weeks ago was saying Makinde is not our leader, and this week he openly said it at their Congress.
I'm going to play
that. Is their leader and
father.
And father. Imagine that. I'm not sure. But in politics, some things would have happened under the carpet. So basically, maybe that was the issue. If you recall, that Governor Seyi Makinde, controls resources of state that can also be deployed for party. Of course, that's an aberration.
Don't forget what Fayose said. Fayose said that a governor is able to take care of the party members,
which was what I was trying to say. But you see, that's also an aberration, because a governor
to take care of somebody is an aberration. What do you mean?
It's an aberration to use state resources to fund a party.
You didn't say you will use state resources.
Well, you know what they are talking about.
I don't know.
So that's an interesting scenario. I like the drama, really. It tells us that these people in the political class are basically the same. You argue, you bicker today, and tomorrow you are in the same auditorium, hugging and making beautiful speeches. And the people out there are the ones who suffer and pay. And even pay for these hugs.
Okay. Now, I love what Tunde said about them not being able to play politics of opposition well from the national level, as it were. If you take a look at states, you will almost see that at every state, there is a problem within the fold of the PDP. Mm-hmm. If you take a look at Ogun State, you see how they've been struggling with their party. Mm-hmm. Go to Ekiti State, you will see the senator. The
Olujimi and
Fayose.
Exactly.
You see them, in Oyo State here, maybe because they are in government, maybe you may not see that that's very much. But you see people drifting out. In Osun, the same thing. The influential Adeleke family is trying to be the one in control, and whatever is happening around them. So, from the state level to national level, there is this not putting themselves together.
They cannot put themselves together.
Why?
No party out of government can put itself together. Because they need state resources to be able to patch the cracks. So when somebody is aggrieved in a party and he wants to storm out, what you do basically is create a department or ministry or agency and appoint their in-laws as DG, and then give Hilux vehicles for operation and all that. So, but since you are no more in power, you become hungry. And when you are hungry and one person cannot fund the party alone, again, because they are not in power, they are not, they don't have access to, for instance, the very massive security votes that they are not under obligation to give account for. All these things are, when they are missing, there will be problem. You just said Oyo State, there's a seeming, peace or calm in the party, because the party is the one in government, and then they can share appointments. If anybody is angry, they can pacify, they can employ people. Because they want to pacify somebody, they can employ 5,000 people and don't make somebody DG somewhere. Or these things, because they have control. But you see, when they are in opposition, and a lot of people lose interest because there's nothing to share, and then that's why you have this absence, so to speak, of the opposition parties, whatever party it is.
And many big wigs have left the party today. Before we go for break now, I've left the party, and there is this insinuation that some governors are also going to leave. You remember what Kogi State governor said recently, that some governors of the PDP are coming to APC. He began to make some insinuations towards even our own Seyi Makinde in Oyo State, towards him. And since 2019, many powerful people have been moving. It seems this new chairman of the APC's mission is to bring more powerful people into their party. In Ogun State, the former governor, the former speaker of the House of Representatives, they left. Zamfara State governor, who is in PDP, is being fingered to be hopefully moving to the APC. You know how they became.
The governor of Ebonyi moved recently.
Umai is now in the APC. So
today you can't even tell where exactly FFK Femi Fani-Kayode is.
He was not in their Congress. He was not in their Congress this week.
Is APC.
So the likes of Dino Melaye.
These defection threats, wouldn't they be the nail that will spell the doom of this party, as it were?
Michael has actually addressed that. There's you see, for politicians, you need to understand how they see life. The majority of them, the vast majority of them, are not driven by any form of ideology. No. It is about what they can get right now. You see, let me shock you. In Oyo State, there's a particular person who was a local government chairman, when late former Governor Olatunbosun was in power. Later, he became a commissioner of youth and sports, to be precise, and is serving currently as a caretaker local government chairman. In the May 15 election, is a vice chairmanship candidate. In that election, you ask yourself, what could make somebody? What kind of trajectory are you going to say that is? But you see, it speaks to how our politicians see politics. It is about survivor for them.
Wow.
So when you are out of power, how do you survive? Where do you get the money? The resources to run the system. Let me use their word. To run the system, to carry people along. So you can understand why a lot more people are moving in droves
towards the
ruling party, where you can at least get something.
So I'll be right, or maybe to an extent, to say that we have nomadic politicians.
Oh, why not? Just as you have headsmen moving around, you also have headsmen in politics.
We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll be speaking with Yemi specifically on this Congress. To stay with us.
Splash FM 105.5.
Charles!
Yes, mommy?
Go and bring 2 sachets of hypo bleach for me.
Why 2?
Because I'm using one to soak the whites and using one to kill all the germs.
But I can't see any germs here.
They are so tiny you can't see them. But they are there. And that is why I trust only hypo bleach to kill them all.
Make your white fabrics whiter and your household free of illness causing germs and viruses with the disinfecting power of hypo bleach.
Do you know that you have the right to quality broadcasting? The National Broadcasting Commission says any person, group of persons, or organization aggrieved by the content of a broadcast or the conduct of a broadcast station may lodge a complaint to the station and all right to the Director General, National Broadcasting Commission, number 20, Ibrahim Taiwo Street, Asokoro, Abuja, or send a mail via info@nbc.gov.ng. Please ensure that your complaint includes name of the broadcast station, title of the program, date and time of broadcast, and essence of the complaint. Also, remember to include your name, address, telephone number, email, and append your signature. Note that your complaint must reach the NBC within 14 days of the queried broadcast. NBC, your right to quality broadcasting.
Young brains are constantly buzzing with important questions like,
Why does Mother Denali know so much? Why is Miriam so good at solving crimes? Why do Lex and her friends need a side hustle? Why is Elliot in space? Why are Darwin and Newt so clever?
Luckily, GoTV has all the answers on our fun and educational kids channels like PBS Kids, Disney Junior, Nickelodeon, Da Vinci, and Cartoon Network. So get GoTV today to keep your little one's brain entertained all day long. GoTV. Love it.
àti dé òpin ìdíje àṣẹ yìí ọlọ́wọ́ ṣíbí tó gbajúmọ̀ kárí ayé ni yóò jẹ́rìí sí oúnjẹ tó dára jùlọ.
ó ti fún ṣẹ́jú jẹ́ wá yìí tàbí yóò wí pé gbégbá orókè.
àmì ni o gbogbo àwọn ọlọ́wọ́ ṣíbí wọ̀nyí ló gbégbá orókè.
ibikíbi tó lè wà tàbí irúfẹ́ ìtọ́wò rẹ o lè ṣe oúnjẹ alárinrin ní gbogbo ìgbà pẹ̀lú ọ̀ngà ohun ìsebẹ̀ aládùn ti nàìjà tá a ṣe báyìí pẹ̀lú sóyà tiwantiwa fún èrè aṣaralóore rẹpẹtẹ.
Onga, Mama's helping hand.
Good morning, my neighbors. How are you doing?
Moving on for this early moment now.
James, it is I, Johnny.
I beg, I don't get money to borrow you again.
Be calming down. No need for that because I found more ways to make millions this season.
Johnny, my friend, yam me better.
Forget to, I don't get extra packet from BetKing. We be say if I chop one, it go be like say I don't chop 10.
That's right. You can max out your winnings on BetKing with boosted odds and multiple bonus.
My friend, this is where you differentiate the king from the crowd. Just visit betking.com on any device and see for yourself.
BetKing, playground for kings.
mo ní adùn ẹ̀ lékè nǹkan.
Àní ó rẹwà.
Tó mọ nǹkan tó ń sọ.
Má bá mi jiyàn sẹ́.
Kí ló ń ṣẹlẹ̀?
Wo ara tuntun tí wọ́n ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ dá sí ara ohun mímu làkàsẹ́rà. Báyọ̀ sọ wípé ó rẹwà gan. Èmi sọ wípé ẹwà ẹ̀ kọjá bẹ́ẹ̀ àti pé adùn ẹ̀ sì tún lékè ká. Ọ̀rọ̀ táwọn fà mọ́ra lọ́wọ́ nìyẹn o.
Ó yá mo wá kí n wò ó.
Àdúró náà kí ló dá o dẹ̀ fẹ́ mú tán.
Adùn èso ápùlù tí ò lábùlà. Àmì ìdánimọ̀ tuntun. Méjèèjì ló lu papọ̀. Làkàsẹ́rà ti wá kọjá bẹ́ẹ̀. Jẹ̀gbádùn èso ápùlù ohun mímu inú làkàsẹ́rà. Ìgbádùn tí ò lábùlà. Adùn rẹ̀ yàtọ̀ gedegbe. Àwọ̀ rẹ̀ sì tún fani mọ́ra. Jẹ̀gbádùn aláìláfiwé nínú ohun mímu làkàsẹ́rà. Ó yàtọ̀. Mò ń gbádùn ẹ̀ gan-an ni o.
Yẹ̀lò ìkéde pàtàkì lélẹ́yìí o fún ẹ̀yin oníbàárà wa ọ̀wọ́n. Ní ìbámu pẹ̀lú àṣẹ láti NCC, iléeṣẹ́ MTN yóò máa so nọ́mbà ìdánimọ̀ yín, ìyẹn National Identification Number (NIN) pẹ̀lú àwọn àkọsílẹ̀ síìmù tẹ́ ti pèsè tẹ́lẹ̀tẹ́lẹ̀. Kó lè rọ̀ yín lọ́rùn, ọ̀nà méjì tí ò lani láàgùn rèé o láti ṣe é. Ìkíní, wọnú My MTN app lọ. Ìkejì, tẹ *785*NIN#. Tí o kò bá ní nọ́mbà ìdánimọ̀ NIN, lọ sí www.nimc.gov.ng láti ṣàwárí ojúde ìforúkọsílẹ̀ tó súnmọ́ jùlọ. Àmọ́ tó o bá ti forúkọsílẹ̀ tẹ́lẹ̀tẹ́lẹ̀ ṣùgbọ́n tí o kò rántí NIN rẹ, tẹ *346# pẹ̀lú nọ́mbà tó fi sílẹ̀ nígbà tó ń ṣe ìforúkọsílẹ̀. A kò fẹ́ láti já ọ kúrò lórí ìlà MTN o. Ẹ ṣeun fún sùúrù àti ìfọwọ́sowọ́pọ̀ yín èyí tí à ń retí.
Everywhere you go, MTN.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni o, Panadol Extra náà ni Panadol Extra. Ó tún ti ń bẹ báyìí nínú ìdí kékeré oníkápẹ́lẹ̀tì mẹ́rin láàdọ́ta náírà péré. Panadol Extra kẹ́nẹ́ ni. Panadol Extra mú tura bẹ́ẹ̀ fọ́rí, ìrora ẹ̀yìn, ìrora oríkèé, ìrora nǹkan oṣù àti ìrora eyín. Tí ìbá ṣe Panadol, kò lè jẹ́ bí Panadol. Tá ìpadà ò bá sí lẹ́yìn ọjọ́ méjì, lọ rí dókítà. Panadol Extra ní paracetamol àti caffeine nínú. Kò sí fáláboyún àtàwọn ọmọdé tọ́jú orí wọn kéré sọ́dún 12.
Olúwa yóò ṣohun gbogbo tó fẹ́ o, àṣẹ ń bẹ lẹ́nu wòlíì rẹ̀. Prọfẹ̀sà Òjó ọmọ lójú Jésù.
Ìsọjí orí afẹ́fẹ́ ti dé. Gbogbo wa ká máa kíra wa kú oríire. Bí Olúwa ti ń bẹ tí ẹ̀mí rẹ̀ wá. Ọgbọ̀n ìṣẹ́jú ọ̀tọ̀ọ̀tọ̀ ni wòlíì Ọlọ́run Prọfẹ̀sà Òjó ọmọ lójú Jésù bàbá Sẹ́gẹ̀dógó. Tó fi máa wàásù gbàdúrà fún gbogbo ènìyàn láti túnde jáde. Mú wa wọnú ògo titun pẹ̀lú ìfàmì òróró yàn tún wòlíì Ọlọ́run alààyè. Prọfẹ̀sà Òjó ọmọ lójú Jésù bàbá Sẹ́gẹ̀dógó. Lórí ìkànnì yìí Splash 105.5 FM. Láàrin aago mẹ́wàá alẹ́ sí aago mẹ́wàá àbọ̀ alẹ́ lójoojúmọ́. Gbogbo ìgbòkègbodò rẹ látàárọ̀ gbọ́dọ̀ yọrí sí rere. Èṣù ò gbọ́dọ̀ gba èrè ọwọ́ rẹ dànù. Ó ṣe pàtàkì kó wà nínú ẹ̀mí. Láago mẹ́wàá alẹ́ pẹ̀lú wòlíì Ọlọ́run tí náà ẹ̀mí mímọ́ jó bulabula nínú ẹ̀. Prọfẹ̀sà Òjó ọmọ lójú Jésù. Ó di dandan kó o ní tẹsítímọ́nì. Kó o bá ti ń gbọ́ gbà bẹ́ẹ̀. Jésù lolúwa.
Expressions without words won't have it any other way. Moments will feel joy. Been lost in the moment, the freedom you will find. That's what's celebrating. Bring your moments alive. Find your satisfaction in the nourishing trend of sparkling. Celebrate a little win, making big differences in the nourishing trend of sparkling.
Enjoy in red grape, white grape, peach variants. Valletta sparkling fruit drink. Celebrate every moment. Another premium product from Intercontinental Distillers Limited.
Splash FM 105.5.
The issue of this Congress is a circumstantial issue. And it's been in the public domain. Who is the leader? Governor Ibadan is our leader. Therefore, we should not, particularly those who are our supporters, those who are our lovers, should not continue to put wedge in between us. I want to assure you that together we will make exploit.
evening again and welcome back. It's Splash FM 105.5 FM. And we promised that we'll be speaking with Mr. Tunde Olawuwo, who is the Deputy National Publicity Secretary of the PDP in Nigeria. Mr. Olawuwo, welcome to Splash FM.
Good evening, listeners. I'm happy to join you this evening.
Let me also tell you that I have Michael Olatunbosun and Tunde Olawuwo with me in the studio. We'll be engaging you on issues around the PDP and your last Congress.
Thank you very much.
All right, so I'm starting with the Congress by itself.
Yes.
Margins of former Deputy Governor Arapaja at that Congress marked another beginning for your party in the Southwest. So how would you assess that Congress?
It's a purely internal arrangement of a PDP in the administration of all the states in the Southwest. And it is more or less a family affair. It is not an election against other political parties, but within ourselves. And I want to use this opportunity to congratulate former Deputy Governor Arapaja for his emergence. I wish him well, and I pray that God will guide him to be able to pilot the affair of the party in the Southwest towards winning election in the Southwest. So, in a contest where two people are interested in a particular position, you don't expect, a free atmosphere. There are bound to be, altercation before the election. But immediately after the election, we become friends and members of the same family. The party must move on. And that is the stage we are right now.
I'd like you to make a comment about this issue. Governor Fayose has an opinion about this election, but I want you to clarify for me, are there factions in PDP Southwest today? Yeah, I guess someone is putting the call on hold. I'd like to maybe call him again, maybe reestablish the connection with him. This must have been something that went into putting on hold. That sound, it's putting the call on hold. So we'll reestablish our connection with Mr. Tunde Olawuwo in a moment so that we can continue with that conversation. I'd like him to clarify for me if there is a faction or there are factions within the fold. Let's see. Hello, sir, are you there? Hello?
Hello, I'm back online. Yeah.
Good. So, could you put an answer to that question? Are there factions in the PDP in the Southwest as we speak today?
I'm not sure there is any faction because prior to the election, all the leaders agreed that they are going to abide by the outcome of the election, and the party will have to move on. Both Governor Fayose and Governor Seyi Makinde made the promise to their follower. So I don't believe there is any faction. I am talking to you right now.
Fayose said that there was a case of overvoting in that election. Can you speak to that?
There is no doubt about that. The way we look at it is there are bound to be issues in any election. So let's take the issue of overvoting or whatever as, issue that has gone past. The outcome of the election is what matters. And the overall outcome is that Arapaja won with 13 votes. So we don't need to contest that. We don't need to argue about that. He has been proclaimed winner. The man is defeated, okay, the Olympics were congratulated him, they have embraced. So there's nothing to say about it. It's just a remark, not that anybody is ready to contest it, not at all.
Okay, Prince, you said something that's, the result is all that matters, which simply, one can translate that the end justified the means. The PDP as a party that prides itself as an opposition party that is pushing, to unseat the ruling party, especially in 5 of the 6 states of the Southwest. Do you think that when internal democracy is missing, do you think the people out there will have enough confidence in your party that if and when they allow them to come back into government, they will govern well?
What has happened in Osogbo has got nothing to do with the impression or whatever you might have about PDP. Just like I said, it's purely an internal arrangement. And for the mere fact that we did not beat ourselves, nobody died there. It was a rancor-free and fair primary election, known to everybody in the world, shows that we can organize ourselves internally. So whatever services that happen is still internal. It has got nothing to do with external. So the label or the way you want to look at it as if PDP is not ready to be there, they are not in any way connected.
All right, thank you very much for this opportunity to have you on our show. I have a question. It's a follow-up question to basically what my colleagues have asked. Basically, it sounds like you accept that. It sounds like your party accepts that there can be overvoting, and it's no big deal.
It doesn't matter.
That it doesn't matter. It's an internal matter, and then all of us can go to sleep. I'd like you to come back to clarify that, sir.
If there is overvoting, I still maintain the fact that it is purely an internal arrangement.
What do you mean internal? Overvoting is more like a crime in election.
What you call overvoting, I would call it miscalculation or, misrepresentation of figures. That's the way I would put it. And why don't you read internal politics into it? That for the mere fact that one faction lost an election, there will always be a complaint. There will always be an opportunity to look for something to discredit a little aspect of the election. There are bound to be mistakes at any point in time. So it's not a big deal as far as I'm concerned. It's not an issue that will now warrant the election be annulled or the election be cancelled. More so that because we agree and we accept it's an internal arrangement, the winner has accepted, the loser has congratulated the winner. So it remains an internal arrangement.
Okay,
that's what I mean by that.
That point. Hello,
it
sir.
becomes an issue. It becomes an issue if the contestant or the person who lost the election is challenging it. That's when it becomes an issue. But if it's the interest of the party, and I say, well, I want to overlook a lot of things about this election, I want the party to move on, we could as well not have had that election if it goes well. Because it's allowed in our constitution if they are contestants. It's only because Governor Farage and Governor Imagine could not agree among themselves about the candidature of Edi and Darapaja. That's why we really went for the election. And whatever minor observation we observe is part of it.
Okay.
Okay, Prince.
We have another question now. Yeah.
Okay, Prince. If you look at it very well, your party, the PDP, has been bleeding some notable members of late. In Ogun State, for instance, former Governor Gbenga Daniel and former Speaker Dimeji Bankole, Right Honorable Dimeji Bankole, moved to the APC. In the southeast, Governor Dave Umahi of Ebonyi State recently also joined the APC. Femi Fanika, the former aviation minister today, nobody can really say where he stands. are you not worried that as an opposition party, the momentum is supposed to be on your side going into 2023, but it doesn't look that way at this point in time?
I would rather prefer you put this kind of a question to them, that you are in PDP. What are the things that are making you to run to APC? But as far as I'm concerned, I don't think there is anything attractive in APC for anybody to say we want to go and join them, if not for selfish arrangement or selfish ambition. Look at it this way. Governor Gbenga Daniel decided to go and join APC simply because he belongs to that to those politicians who believe that they must be in government at all times. They don't want to have a break. They are what I would call any government in power, Ajib. And these kind of politicians are not helping our democracy. They are not in any way advancing.
But former Governor Daniel was in the opposition for 8 years. For 8 years, when Amosun was the governor, he wasn't in power. Maybe there's something about the PDP now that has suddenly become unattractive, that is pushing these people away.
And we also know that nobody runs away from a good thing.
That is why I said the question are better answered by them, because I don't know their mindset. But I personally, I'm putting it to you, I'm putting it back to you that I don't see anything attractive in APC for anybody to go and join them. Is it the issue of security that is attractive to any Nigerian to say, yes, I like APC, they are doing well, I want to go and join them? Is it in the area of economy? Is it in the area of health? Is it in the area of anything? So I don't see it. If not for personal reasons. When we joined them in the Southeast, he gave his reason. And his reason is that APC would zone the presidency to in their zone. And he wanted to contest for it. In Yoruba land, you don't hear the sound of a rain and throw away your water. Let it rain until you do something. But that is his own aspect of that is the kind of politician he is.
Right.
So if they are going there, I'm saying if they are not going there for the masses, they are going there for their personal and selfish reasons, and it is because of their ambition.
All right, please.
So as far as I'm concerned, the questions are better put to them.
Okay, all right, please, agreed. I guess somebody has a question amongst us on zoning, and I'd like you to probably quickly answer that question, very quickly.
Okay, so the quick way to put the question is, the PDP, in 2023, where will you be looking at for your presidential candidate?
The North.
The North
the South.
Or the South?
I'm just the Deputy National Public Secretary, and there are too many leaders in PDP. They are still putting heads together to know where the zoning will come from. As it is now, the discussion is still ongoing. But so that no political party has come out to say, yes, we are zoning our position, we are zoning our presidency to the north or to the south. Even the APC that did it yesterday quickly denied it. So leave us until we get to that stage. We will come out to tell Nigerians where our president is coming from. As of now, we are still putting heads together.
Prince Dino Odeyemi, we thank you for speaking with us on Splash FM this evening. Thank you so much, and we wish your party all the best.
Thank you very much for the opportunity. I appreciate it so much.
All right, we'll take a break. It's time for us to take a break. That was Prince Dino Odeyemi, the Deputy National Publicity Secretary of the PDP. When we come back at 6, that is the turn of 6, I'll take the news, and then we'll continue with Splash Rendezvous. We are on Facebook Live. We'd like you to also join us there. Make your comments, and let's do this together. Good evening, and thank you for being there.
Splash FM 105.5.
Hey! Omo, make you no sleep on top bicycle. This better don't tie rapper. For those of una wey never use una MTN SIM for over 15 days now, MTN don't charge. Come increase your welcome back of our woof to 12 times your recharge when you load 100 naira and above. Yes, so no be 1, no be 2, no be 3, no be 4, no be even 10 sef. Now 12 times your recharge, then go take credit and data knock your phone. This one means say if you recharge 100 naira, MTN go summer you with 900 naira credit plus 300 naira data bonus. If you can't recharge 200 naira, now 1,800 naira credit go drop for your phone plus 600 naira data bonus. Just make sure so you use star 161 star recharge pin hash take recharge and enjoy your bonus for up to 30 days. Omo, this one don't pass welcome back. MTN can add Shop Banker second term on top self. Hey, where that my MTN SIM? Make me self begin follow enjoy better too.
Everywhere you go, MTN.
Welcome to the new world of cool side.
Ojú inú wò pé nǹkan yìí ṣẹlẹ̀ sí ọ. Gbáradì lọ́wọ́ láti tú kẹ̀kẹ́ orin kalẹ̀ níbi ìdíje. Ìdíwọ́ ìbá dé láìrò tẹ́lẹ̀. Máa ṣọ́jọ́jọ́. Fakọyọ pẹ̀lú súwìtì Mentos Fresh Action tó ti ní àfikún vitamin C. Àmẹ́nu tutù. Ó ní èròjà atunilára olómi alára àgbàyídá nínú rẹ̀ tí máa mú kọ́nà fún dá kóhùn rẹ̀ lè já geere.
Fresh Action, Mentos Candy.
Súwìtì Mentos Fresh Action. Fakọyọ lára ọ̀tọ̀.
Yeah, what's up, people? Reminisce in the building. Oja Daddy. I love music, but I also love football, and I have a passion for winning. That's why I've become Frapapa brand ambassador, aka the chief Frapstar. Frapapa is the new revolutionary sports betting platform in Nigeria with better features, better odds, and bonuses to help Nigerians win. To celebrate this partnership and get people winning, Frapapa and I will be giving out 1 million naira. Yes, you heard me right. 1 million naira. To qualify, you have to be a Frapstar. To join, visit frapapa.com. Sign up on the platform, share and post your proof of registration on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter with the hashtag Frapapa and hashtag 1M1person and tag me. Winner will be randomly selected. Terms and conditions apply. Reminisce and Frapapa. It's a win with year.
For we country, na different kind special people buckle inside. Na im be say only one size or one formula wey go fit everybody sam not dey, especially for sleep matter. That's why they make Muka Tanda special for you. Whether you be mama, papa, small pikin, or even young bobo, your own Muka dey special for you. So you fit wake up with tranga body to face the hustle of the new day. For more tori, make you visit muka.com.
Muka, put more jolly for your life.
Life is a mystery which can only be unraveled by the Word of God. And that's why you need to join Pastor Prince Will Afolabi of God's Power Evangelical Mission every Wednesday at 7:45 p.m. on Splash FM 105.5 as we unravel the mystery of life for great impact and success. Join us then. God bless you.
As the best man, I'd like to give a toast. But first, I have a few things to say. The money they are spraying the couple is reducing. It seems some people have rubbed glue under their shoes to pack it.
Clearly, he's been watching Comedy Nights or maybe My Siblings and I on Africa Magic Urban, DSTV channel 153. Now, you too can get inspired by our local entertainment. Get a HD decoder, dish, plus 1 month DSTV compact subscription for only 18,600 naira. Because great stories start on DSTV.
Handtech Markets is an award-winning financial technology company with over 30 years' worth of experience as we connect our clients to the global financial markets. Are you a working class, student, employed, unemployed, existing traders, or newbie? Do you have a smartphone or a laptop? Are you looking for an alternative source of income in a time like this? Wow! Take advantage of the flexible online training, namely basic, intermediary, advanced, and mentorship classes as we use our robust educational tools to analyze the market. To participate, kindly text name, location to 0805 690 5612. That is 0805 690 5612. For more info, log on to www.hmarkets.com and follow us on Instagram and Twitter at handtech_Africa. Handtech Markets. Trust through transparency.
Àkókò ìjà tó pa bámbárì jù tá a ti ń retí ń lọ kó sókàn báyìí o kì í sí ipò yẹ̀rì láàrin jù bá náà lọ. Ó mà ṣe o wò bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ ń kú bí ojú pì ẹ̀ṣẹ́ àgbáwọlẹ̀ lọ́tún lọ́sí. Ó dilẹ̀ gbága yìí ó ṣubú yàkàtà ó fìdí rẹ̀ ní ìjà parí o kò sógun mọ́ kò sọ́tẹ̀ mọ́ àlùbámí ni Bosca tún borí lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí.
Gba ìtura kíá kúrò lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀fọ́rí ìrora àti òtútù pẹ̀lú Bosca.
bọ́sítà ń gba ẹ̀fọ́rí ìrora àti òtútù lágbàwọlẹ̀ ní kíákíá bí àyípadà kò bá sí lẹ́yìn ọjọ́ mẹ́ta lọ rí dókítà.
Ibadan. 9 Mobile 4G LTE has landed and we are in for the time of our lives. Streaming matches will never be the same. Video calls will be clearer than ever. Work will be so smooth, it won't feel like work. That's smooth.
Yes, Ibadan. Enjoy browsing with quality 4G LTE on 9 mobile data plans. Get 2 GB plus free access to social media for 500 naira. 7 GB plus free access to social media for 1,500 naira. And 3.5 GB free data for night streaming on select monthly data plans of 1,000 naira and above. Dial *200*3*1# to get started. T's and C's apply. 9 Mobile.
We've got the city on lockdown.
Got my own city that I hold down.
We are Splash 105.5.
Baba.
Yes, my son.
Tell me a story.
Millions of years ago, a meteorite made of vibranium, the strongest substance in the universe, struck the continent of Africa, affecting the plant life around it. And when the time of men came, 5 tribes settled on it and called it Wakanda.
Why?
We are black. We respect our culture. We are the history. We stand for unity. We stand for integrity. We are Splash. All Splash. 105.5 FM.
105.5 The Splash.
Splash FM 105.5.
It's 6 p.m. Don't forget to break your fast the nutritious way with Cowbell Evaporated Milk.
Quick, charge at 240.
Hot news, cool vibes, sports, and more on the Integrity Station.
Good evening and welcome to News Highlight at 6 on Splash 105.5 FM. The federal government has cancelled the planned meetings with the striking polytechnic lecturers and judiciary workers scheduled for today. No reason was given for the cancellation of the parleys, which were meant to get the members of the Academic Staff Union of Polytechnics and the Judiciary Staff Union of Nigeria, JUSUN, to call off their indefinite strike action. The spokesperson, Ministry of Labour and Employment, Mr. Charles Akpan, confirmed to newsmen that the meetings had been shelved. The Acting Inspector General of Police, Alkali Baba, has ordered the immediate disbandment of the IGP monitoring satellite offices in Lagos and Port Harcourt over complaints of harassment and operating beyond their briefs by Nigerians. Speaking at his maiden meeting with Command Police Commissioners and Zonal AIGs in Abuja today, Baba said the IGP monitoring unit will be reorganized. The development is coming 24 hours after the Police Service Commission asked the IGP to check the proliferation of police investigating units. The commission stated that the units were bringing huge embarrassments to the force. Nigeria's inflation rate has continued to rise as the Consumer Price Index (CPI), which measures inflation, increased to 18.17% year-on-year in March. This is 0.82 percent points higher than the rate recorded in February, 17.33%, which makes it the highest reported in 4 years since April 2017. The National Bureau of Statistics disclosed the new figure in the CPI March 2021 report released today. However, increases were recorded in all classification of individual consumption by purpose divisions that yielded the headline index. And turning quickly to the foreign scene, the U.S. has announced a range of new sanctions against Russia in response to what it says are cyber attacks. The measures, detailed in an executive order signed by President Joe Biden, are aimed at deterring Russia's harmful foreign activities. The moves target 32 Russian entities and include the expulsion of diplomats. The U.S. accuses Russia of malicious cyber activity and interference in the 2020 presidential elections. The executive order also bars U.S. financial institutions from purchasing bonds from June. France has urged all its citizens in Pakistan to leave the country temporarily amid violent anti-French protests across the country. The country's embassy in Pakistan warned of serious threats to French interests in Pakistan, saying protests were increasing nationwide. 2 police officers died this week in renewed clashes with protesters. The protests were sparked months ago after France defended the right to show cartoons of the Prophet Muhammad. And finally, sports news. The United Kingdom government has denied any involvement in last year's failed takeover of Newcastle, insisting the deal was a commercial matter for the parties concerned. A report in the Daily Mail alleges that Saudi Arabia's Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman urged Prime Minister Boris Johnson to intervene after the Premier League failed to approve the takeover. Bin Salman is the chairman of Saudi Arabia's Public Investment Fund, which is a majority partner in the consortium that agreed to purchase the club from Mike Ashley. And that ends the 6 p.m. news highlights for today. I'm Oluwaseun Akinola. Good evening.
Splash FM 105.5.
We have come to the end of the cooking competition. World famous chef Big Shot will decide the best food.
Wow, he has finished the food. So, who will he crown winner?
And it's a tie, ladies and gentlemen. All the chefs have been declared winners.
Woo!
Ladies, what's your secret?
No matter where you come from or your taste, you can make great meals every time with Onga, the seasoning of Niger, now made with locally sourced soya for more nutritional benefits.
Onga, Mama's helping hand.
Kilo Mama tamuara ore. My dear. Daddy for me, better life for you. Oya brukututu komaro, sisi eko sare maro sell. Citibank better life today. Oti wa ya fufu wa. Ototo ẹgbẹ̀rún ọgbọ̀n náírà. Fún ọdọ́ta èèyàn lọ́sẹ̀ ọ̀sẹ̀ wa. Ọ̀rẹ́ má jókòó lásán, fàǹfààní láyé mú. Sẹ́ni better life promo. Ṣí àpò ìfowópamọ́. Sẹ́ni better life promo. Pẹ̀lú ẹgbẹ̀rún márùn-ún péré.
Fún àlàyé lẹ́kùnrẹ́rẹ́ ẹ kàn sí wa lórí ẹ̀rọ ayélujára www.zenithbank.com/betterlife. Zenith Bank, fún àǹfààní ara rẹ.
As the best man, I'd like to give you a toast. But first, I have a few things to say. The money they are spraying the couple is reducing. It seems some people have rubbed glue under their shoes to pack it.
Clearly, he's been watching comedy nights or maybe My Siblings and I on Africa Magic Urban, DSTV channel 153. Now you too can get inspired by our local entertainment. Get a HD decoder, dish, plus 1 month DSTV compact subscription for only 18,600 naira. Because great stories start on DSTV.
Charles!
Yes, mommy?
Go and bring 2 sachets of hypo bleach for me.
Why 2?
Because I'm using 1 to soak the whites and using 1 to kill all the germs.
But I can't see any germs here.
They are so tiny you can't see them. But they are there. And that is why I trust only hypo bleach to kill them all.
Make your white fabrics whiter and your household free of illness causing germs and viruses with the disinfecting power of hypo bleach.
Àǹfààní amóríyá mi ló tún ṣẹlẹ̀ nínú ìpolongo oríire ti Samsung lákòókò Easter yìí o. Ra èyíkéyìí nínú àwọn S21 series wa kó o lè gba káàdì owó ìrajà sílẹ̀ èyí tó tó 45,000 naira. Gbọ̀hún ìdáàbòbò fóònù rẹ bó o ti ń rà nínú àwọn àṣàyàn Samsung Galaxy A72, A52 àti A32 wa. Bẹ́ẹ̀ bu owó tó tó bíi 25,000 naira padà nínú owó A71, A51 àti A31 pẹ̀lú 3,000 naira owó ìpè lórí àwọn àṣàyàn ẹ̀rọ Samsung Galaxy tó o bá rà. Àǹfààní yìí ṣì ń bẹ títí tọ́jọ́ ó fi tánlẹ̀. Ìlànà àti àjọsọ ń bẹ o.
Splash FM 105.5.
Thank you for being there with us on Splash 105.5 FM, your integrity station. We're back on the program this time. When we went on that break, I told you that we'll be taking a look at some other sundry issues. And we'll start with the issue of Twitter taking its headquarters to Ghana, and that became a huge matter during this week. It was more like a tussle between the people in support of this government and those who probably were outside of government. Was it the people who actually caused us such an investment? When I looked at it, it was this last week that we were talking about ShopRite, which is a foreign direct investment, deciding to pull off the country and taking the franchise for the local players. We've had a drop in our foreign direct investment over some months now, and this is another significant issue. But Michael, before Tunde will join us, Michael, take a look at this issue. Was it because people were not patriotic, or there were indices that we need to see to show us that, yes, we did not deserve Twitter headquarters?
Yes, interestingly, the government have been trying to, really, change the narrative about this thing. It's not about patriotism. Business is business, and Twitter is about business. I was reading, basically reading foreign media account of this matter, and I observed that the Twitter as an organization itself had come out to make clarifications. Then that it was basically about quite a number of things, commercial, inclusive, contrary to what Minister Lai Mohammed was saying. Now, Twitter described Ghana in response. They described Ghana as a champion for democracy, a supporter of free speech, an online medium, and the online freedom and the open internet. That was one of the reasons Twitter chose Ghana. The second reason Twitter chose Ghana is that they also contend that Ghana already hosts the secretariat or headquarters of the African Free Trade Continental Agreement. The third reason was that the ease of doing business in Ghana is easier for them to navigate and they talked about the reason. Gave instances of companies that have failed in getting their business to really take stream in Nigeria. So the question that you begin to ask is, if you put it on the balance, you will say that Nigeria should have been or should be a more attractive market for Twitter, because as we speak, on Twitter, there are more Nigerians on Twitter than Ghanaians. There are 39.6 million Nigerians on Twitter against Ghana's 32 million users. So if you put all this together, you will say that Nigeria should have been more attractive. But for Twitter, they are looking at our human rights indices as well as the market value that we bring to the table.
But this is the largest economy in West Africa.
You said it's the largest economy in Africa, but Twitter is saying that, okay, you have a problem with human rights, you have a problem with dissent, you have a problem with free speech, and you have a problem with open internet. How do you argue that out? You have the biggest economy, but then in 2013, Ghana ranked higher than Nigeria in World Bank's Ease of Doing Business Index. In 2020, Ghana ranked 43rd most peaceful country. Nigeria is 104 positions down. So you begin to put these things together. And you see, these guys are also working in concert with their other tech, companies. If you like, that Google, Microsoft, Huawei, all these companies that I mentioned, except Facebook, have their hubs in Ghana.
Today, would you say Twitter's decision was justified?
Well, if you think about, Michael has, basically listed the things that qualify Ghana for this. I would just like to mention maybe about 4 different things that disqualified Nigeria from it. This is a country where, overnight we stormed the house of some judges. Some of them Supreme Court judges. And up till this moment, we are still not able to justifiably convince everybody. Do we even know we did that in good faith?
Do we even know who made that order?
We don't know. Some will say it's DSS, some will argue it's EFCC, some will say it's the presidency, which has become a very big word these days. Don't forget that, less than 6 months ago, our Honorable Minister of Information, Alhaji Lai Mohammed, actually threatened the CNN, for their reports on the incidents that happened at, Lekki Tollgate on October 20th. This is also a country where, officials of government, using the CBN to freeze the accounts of those, who promoted, the NSAS protest, something that was legitimate, something that was democratic. Those people did not commit any known crime. This is a country where we are debating, regulating the use of social media, more or less gagging the people. These are not independent or isolated activities of unpatriotic Nigerians, like our Honorable Minister would like to put it. These are things that the government in itself, the federal government, is doing. So we should not be surprised at all that Twitter has chosen Ghana, to house our continental headquarters. To ask that, whether it was justified or not, maybe commercially speaking, you may say it's not, because, usually what obtains in economics, and it's basic, is that you cite your industry, very close, to where your market is, or where the raw material is. But in this case, the raw material definitely are the users of Twitter, and they are more in Nigeria than in Ghana. But then again, there are other factors which have been listed by Jack Dorsey. Don't forget that Adamu Garba, even though it's is a non-state actor, but he's also a known friend of this government, at a point actually sued Jack Dorsey, on his own app of $1 billion. For his role in especially when he came up with an emoji for the NSAS protest. The truth is that Nigeria that we have today is worse than it was in 1999. I would say. Certainly than in 2015 in terms of human rights.
Dio raised an issue just now on our page. Dio said, probability of overnight policies that could destroy investment in Nigeria also discouraged Jack Dorsey and sent him to Accra. Michael, what would you say to
we banned crypto
to our policy somersaults?
Yeah, you see, policy somersaults basically tells you that there is an atmosphere of uncertainty hanging around businesses. And see, whether you like it or not, businesses are set up to make profit. Apart from the fact that they are there to, enhance the cause of humanity, they are also there to make profit. And they will be looking at where it is safer for them, where raw materials or whatever they'll be using will be more accessible to them. And that's basically what this has provided. This country, Ghana, has provided for these guys. So my own concern about us is that we are basically unconcerned about the making business easy for the people. And because we don't have so many thinking people, at the policy level, we begin to, just like you said, policy somersault becomes synonymous with everything that we do. So one day, for instance, you have a national ID card on which we spend billions of naira, and then suddenly the government just wakes up the other day and says, no, that national ID card is no more valid. We have another one with better features. And then you have a government that, spent billions of naira to set up the driver's license mechanism. And then suddenly government comes again in 2-3 years. And then what you have is that this national ID card is no more valid.
A quick example, sorry to butt in. Look at how long it has been that, no one is able to register new SIM.
Exactly.
In Nigeria. Because of the ongoing, NIN registration. That is bad for business.
So I want to come into Nigeria to make business. I cannot buy a Nigerian line to do business.
If you do a table of the number of companies that have left Nigeria for Ghana.
Oh, wow.
And check if we can cite examples of those who have moved the other
Ghana
way
to Nigeria.
It tells you that the whole, noise about ease of doing business is at best cosmetic.
But this government had always prided itself in improving the ease of doing business in Nigeria beyond just the paper.
But more people have actually lost their jobs, in the last 6 years.
You see, interesting
than at any time in the last 20 years.
Interesting thing about this priding itself or ease of doing business is that if you scored 36% before, and today you have scored 37%, you shout and said, I have improved. Is it not still?
If you put all the variables into consideration, I don't even think we have scored 37%.
Okay.
Now, if you put all other factors, because security is one very important aspect of doing business.
I will.
How safely can you move from point A to point B?
Yes. Now, that's very, very huge.
ShopRite is selling a steak in Nigeria. Maybe outside of Lagos.
Sure.
I mean, some people are going to lose their jobs, whether we like it or not.
And new jobs will be created in Ghana with this establishment.
Oh, wow.
They're already advertising spaces for those who are going to work in that regional headquarters.
Yes.
Look, have we improved in power supply in Nigeria in the last 6-8 years? Have we improved in registering of businesses in Nigeria as it is today? Do we have data that is, that we can put together? If we come in through our ports, coming to our borders, would you be able to get these things done, as you should do them? Well, we'll take a break and come back. When we come back, we want to hear also from you. We also have another issue to look at. 0805-699-8678, 0706-949-3000. It's been reported that President Muhammadu Buhari has arrived in Nigeria from his short rest in London. I'll come back in a moment.
Splash FM 105.5.
àǹfààní amóríyá mi ló tún ṣẹlẹ̀ nínú ìpolongo oríire ti Samsung lákòókò Easter yìí o. Ra èyíkéyìí nínú àwọn S21 series wa kó o lè gba káàdì owó ìrajà sílẹ̀ èyí tó tó 45,000 naira. Gbọ̀hún ìdáàbòbò fóònù rẹ bó o ti ń rà nínú àwọn àṣàyàn Samsung Galaxy A72, A52 àti A32 wa. Bẹ́ẹ̀ bùn owó tó tó bí 25,000 naira padà nínú owó A71, A51 àti A31 pẹ̀lú 3,000 naira owó ìpè lórí àwọn àṣàyàn ẹ̀rọ Samsung Galaxy tó o bá rà. Àǹfààní yìí ṣì ń bẹ títí tọ́jọ́ ó fi tánlẹ̀. Ìlànà àti àjọsọ ń bẹ o.
Àkókò ìjà tó pa bámbárì jù tá a ti ń retí ń lọ kó sókàn báyìí o. Kì í sí ibú yẹ̀rì láàrin jù bá náà lọ. Ó mà ṣe o. Ẹ̀wù bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ ń kú bí ojú pì. Ẹ̀ṣẹ́ àgbáwọlẹ̀ lọ́tún lọ́sí. Ó dilẹ̀ gbága yìí. Ó ṣubú yàkàtà. Ó fìdí rẹ̀ ní. Ìjà parí o. Kò sógun mọ́ kò sọ́tẹ̀ mọ́. Àlùbámi ni Bọ́sìkà tó gborí lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí i.
Gba ìtura kíá kúrò lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀fọ́rí, ìrora àti òtútù pẹ̀lú Bọ́sìkà. Bọ́sìkà ń gba ẹ̀fọ́rí, ìrora àti òtútù lágbàwọlẹ̀ ní kíákíá. Bí àyípadà kò bá sí lẹ́yìn ọjọ́ mẹ́ta, lọ rí dókítà.
As the best man, I'd like to give a toast. But first, I have a few things to say. The money they are spraying the couple is reducing. It seems some people have rubbed glue under their shoes to pack it.
Clearly, he's been watching Comedy Nights or maybe My Siblings and I on Africa Magic Urban, DSTV channel 153. Now, you too can get inspired by our local entertainment. Get a HD decoder, dish, plus 1 month DSTV compact subscription for only 18,600 naira. Because great stories start on DSTV.
Oh boy, check this new La Casera packaging now. Paulo say the freshness don't fresh. Me say na lie. The refreshment don't fresh. Not the matter with the set to so.
Bring and make us.
Wait, why now?
Hey, same ultra apple taste. Fresh new label. The refreshment don't fresh. Enjoy the fresh vibes of La Casera with new colorful, exciting look. Also the bamba apple taste, no change. La Casera, I love this drink.
Ibadan! 9 Mobile 4G LTE has landed and we are in for the time of our lives. Streaming matches will never be the same. Video calls will be clearer than ever. Work will be so smooth, it won't feel like work. That's smooth.
Yes, Ibadan. Enjoy browsing with quality 4G LTE on 9 mobile data plans. Get 2 GB plus free access to social media for 500 naira. 7 GB plus free access to social media for 1,500 naira. And 3.5 GB free data for night streaming on select monthly data plans of 1,000 naira and above. Dial *200*3*1# to get started. T's and C's apply. 9 Mobile.
Life is a mystery which can only be unraveled by the Word of God. And that's why you need to join Pastor Prince Will Afolabi of God's Power Evangelical Mission every Wednesday at 7:45 p.m. on Splash FM 105.5 as we unravel the mystery of life for great impact and success. Join us then. God bless you.
We have come to the end of the cooking competition. World famous chef Big Shot will decide the best food.
Wow, he has finished the food. So, who will he crown winner?
And it's a tie, ladies and gentlemen. All the chefs have been declared winners.
Woo!
Ladies, what's your secret?
No matter where you come from or your taste, you can make great meals every time with Onga, the seasoning of Niger, now made with locally sourced soya for more nutritional benefits.
Onga, Mama's helping hand.
Good morning, my neighbors. How are you doing?
Who be down for this early moment now?
James, it is I, Johnny.
I beg, I don't get money to borrow you again.
Be calming down. No need for that because I found more ways to make millions this season.
Johnny, my friend, yam me better.
Forget though, I don't get extra package from BetKing. We be say if I chop one, it could be like say I don't chop 10.
That's right. You can max out your winnings on BetKing with boosted odds and multiple bonus.
My friend, this is where you differentiate the king from the crowd. Just visit betking.com on any device and see for yourself.
BetKing, playground for kings.
Uncle Dentist, wetin be cavities and how Colgate take dey protect my teeth from cavities? Shey dey use comfort?
No dear, na hole for teeth dey cause most tooth pain wey be cavity. But if you use Colgate Maximum Cavity Protection take brush every day, the confirmed formula go help keep natural calcium inside our teeth wey go protect them from tooth decay.
Time don reach to upgrade to the world's most chosen toothpaste, Colgate, because Colgate locks calcium in.
Now, the Nigerian Dental Association, they recommend Colgate.
It's yet another exciting Easter promo with Samsung.
all. You can enjoy amazing offers during this Easter extravaganza promo. Buy any S21 series and get 45,000 naira prepaid card. Get a cover with the purchase of Samsung Galaxy A72, A52, and A32. You also get 25,000 naira off Galaxy A71, A51, and A31, and 3,000 naira airtime on select Samsung Galaxy device. Offer valid while stock lasts.
My name na Patito, I be first class truck driver.
Yes, it's Panadol Extra Caplets. Panadol Extra is now also available in a smaller pack of 4 caplets at only 50 naira. Same Panadol Extra Caplets that relieves headache, backache, muscle ache, menstrual pain, and toothache. If it's not Panadol, it's not the same thing as Panadol. If symptoms persist after 2 days, consult a doctor. Panadol Extra contains paracetamol and caffeine. Not recommended in pregnancy and children under 12.
Going from one place to another in Ibadan just got easier, safer, comfortable, and profitable for riders and drivers. Got a ride in few minutes. Save more as you share rides with family and friends. Start earning today. Download Deliver app. Simply tell a friend.
As the best man, I'd like to give a toast. But first, I have a few things to say. The money they are spraying the couple is reducing. It seems some people have rubbed glue under their shoes to pack it.
Clearly, he's been watching Comedy Nights or maybe My Siblings and I on Africa Magic Urban, DSTV channel 153. Now, you too can get inspired by our local entertainment. Get a HD decoder, dish, plus 1 month DSTV compact subscription for only 18,600 naira. Because great stories start on DSTV.
Splash FM 105.5.
Thank you for being there and welcome back. It's Splash Rendezvous 0805 699 8678 0706 949 3000 and 0809 155 1055. These are numbers you can call. Hello, good evening.
Hello.
Please turn down the volume on your radio set.
Don. Good evening.
Good evening, thank you for joining us.
My name is Oluwaseun.
Welcome.
Yeah, each time I come across your program, I'm always excited to listen to the brilliant minds we have there. I hope we can just take all of you from there and take you to the House of Assembly. Yeah, we can't do things there.
Thank you for the compliment, thank you.
Let me start with PDP issue. I just wanted to say something. You see, I don't like Peter Fayoshe's style, but when it comes to moving from one party to the other, you will know that Fayoshe has been one person that has remained in PDP since his limelight and throughout his, exile or whatever that is happening to them now. So I think he has some say in PDP because he's not this type of politician that moves from one party to the other. Since I've got to know him, So I think one way or the other, what he is saying is right. He might not accept him as his leader because he's been in PDP forever and he has seen quite a lot of things there, through the bad, through the good. Then I want to move to the issue of Twitter. You see, one thing about this country is that we have people that are driven by the present. Whatever they are doing now is what they know. They didn't plan for the future. Planning is out of there. Whatever. You see, until oil and gas becomes stranded, like a stranded asset we have in this country, already with the price falling and all of that, Nigeria is already experiencing some crisis. When nobody is buying that oil again and they are forcing it down the throat of local citizens there. And we start seeing that crisis and money is not flowing. Then some people will have to rethink. You know, so a lot of things are so wrong, and we don't even know how to start making them right, because the policymakers are not doing anything. Instead, they start fighting. I mean, they can put their effort in what bill is this? Abusing government or something? Hate speech. You know, they can put their strength in that, but there is no policy for enabling environment. And what is the first duty of a government is to have an enabling environment. Even as a citizen, you can do business right. If you go get a facility in the bank, you will get the highest rate ever in the world. You are unable to pay back because all the statistics, all the data that will make your business go right, the government will still frustrate you. Some local tax collector will come and say local government tax, state tax, and it's difficult to be a Nigerian. It's so challenging.
That's
that
serious.
If you are planned to do a business, you must plan government and other issues with it. So your profit might not be from maybe 30% profit, you will now be getting like 0.9% profit at the end of the day because of all the unnecessary things that has to go into it.
All right.
Well,
all right,
that's why I said probably we could have you guys at the House of Assembly.
Thank you.
If you are good, if you are brilliant, maybe we should venture into politics.
Thank you, Olawuwo. Thank you so much for your contribution. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful evening. Yeah. All right. That was Olawuwo there speaking with us on the program this evening. You can also be part of it. 0809 155 1055, 0805 699 8678, and 0706 949 3000. Who is on the line, please? Hello. Who is on the line, please? What's the name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, good afternoon, good evening. How are you?
Very well, thank you for calling.
This is Isaac Oyedino from North Carolina. Like somebody said, I always listen to your programs. You are brilliant folks over there. You are doing the right thing and, educating the people. I think I just want to contribute about Twitter. Are you still hearing me?
Yes, I can hear you clearly.
Hello? Okay. I think it's just the beginning of companies going to Ghana to site their headquarters. I work for a big company here. They've been, talks of going to Africa. Nigeria came up, but you people have said it right. You can't blame the government alone. You blame everybody. The environment is not suitable. Insecurity, the way people do the business. Until we change the way we do business, until the government is, proactive, doing the right thing, security, I think we'll be having all these problems. Twitter is not the only one. So what can you people do to educate the people that this is not the problem of the government alone, but everybody? We all have a stake in this matter. And if the right things are not done, we'll be seeing all the companies going to Ghana. So I thank you for what you do. I think you need to educate the masses too, that they have a role to play in this. How can we make Nigeria a better place for everybody so that when you come here, you will be safe and do your business. Thank you very much. God bless you. Bye.
Thank you very much, Mr. Isaac. We appreciate you. Okay, so that's Mr. Isaac from North Carolina speaking with us on the program this evening. Maybe we can take one or two more calls and then rest it there. We'll pick up another issue. 0809 155 1055, 0805 699 8678, and 0706 949 3000. Who's on the line, please? Hello. Okay. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening. My name is Abiodun. I'm calling from Akpete.
Abiodun from Akpete. Welcome.
Okay, I would like to correct the insinuation. Fayose they come to Labour Party in 2011 and he contested the senatorial district in Ekiti State. So please, let's take note of that. He was also a campaign one. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for that correction of a fact. All right, we appreciate you. Nobody can know it all, but we thank you. All right, so 0809 155 1055, 0805 699 8678, and 0706 949 3000. If we got someone else on the line, we'll put you right here. Hello, who is there? Okay, so let's kick off with another issue. If we get somebody coming on the line, we'll bring them up. Federal government approves the activation of new SIM registration with mandatory NIN in line with the revised National Digital Identity Policy for SIM card registration. This is something released on Twitter, I think about 2 hours ago. Yes, I think it was 4:39. And that story is telling us that you can now get a SIM, from the people in charge, the telecommunication sector players. Today, I recall that when we discussed this matter initially, you said that there shouldn't be a time limit to when people can register for NIN. And this policy caused us a lot of national crisis, uproar, particularly if you consider the issue of COVID-19, the stress that people had to go through to do this, the kind of businesses that were affected even by that policy. I recall also that some people who do SIM registration came to our station here to protest that they are hungry, they are unable to do their business. Would you consider this a somersault again?
Obviously, that's what it is at this point in time, which is, it has become synonymous with our government that you try a method, without, proper planning, and then when you fumble, you decide to go back without really admitting that you made a mistake in the first instance. My reason for not supporting the deadline given them, not that it's an entirely bad thing to have a deadline, knowing that sometimes people are not motivated to act when they don't know that there is a cap on this thing. But I found it confusing that you can have such a deadline when you have not made adequate provisions for people to seamlessly register. Most of the states, most of the NIMSI offices around were understaffed. They were also not given enough facilities to register people. So what you then had was that there were so many people queuing up without being attended to. So it was obvious that, of course, it was not going to be possible to register people, within that time frame. Number two was that COVID was still ravaging. It was actually during the first wave of COVID-19 that the whole world was still confused about, what was to happen. We're recording, huge numbers daily. People were dying as well. And everything basically was in lockdown. So to ask people to come together at that point in time, operating under that kind of impossible deadline, I knew couldn't work. Right. So good reasoning has prevailed eventually.
Michael, we discussed during the land border closure, the argument there was when it was finally, opened and said people can now move in and out of Nigeria. One major question that people were asking was, what did we gain from this closure, that policy, that order by the federal government? What did we gain? This one, now, what did we gain from this policy?
Yeah, very interesting question. So, what did we gain? What we gained basically is the fact that we agitated the people. That's all. We created the atmosphere of fear, agitation, and we put the people in stress to show them that we still have government that is in power. That was basically what we gained. So every time, I drive past a certain networks provider's office, and you see this large crowd on at their gates every day. So it tells you that what the government was happy, achieving with this policy was to see that government could still take people off their homes to the streets to begin to agitate for that what was not, available. So just like Tunde said, their staff, the NIMC staff, went on strike in the middle of it and said, we don't have anything to work with. So you see, when we make policies, or before we make policies, we are in the habit of not thinking in the first instance and asking questions exhaustively. So if I was to do something, I would basically ask myself, if I take this step, what will happen? They should have thinkers, people who form a think tank of people to sit down and make policies to say, and then to also pilot test these policies before we take them out to the people. I have a research mind. If you are conducting a research, they always encourage you to do a test of your instrument. If you are going to use a questionnaire, they ask you to gather a few people, test the questionnaire to see whether there are questions that are not in place, there are questions that have not been asked, and the rest of it. This government has, and many governments basically in this country have that hatred for thinking before they come up with policies. So basically, we have not gained anything. We have only succeeded in getting people agitated for nothing.
Today, we brought down the growth of a whole sector.
Perhaps the most productive sector in Nigeria.
And one of the most thriving non-oil sector of the economy.
The telecoms sector.
Yes.
I mean, I don't want to sound like I'm advertising for a particular telecoms company, but I know that in 2019, one of the telecom companies in Nigeria actually had a revenue turnover of over 1 trillion.
Wow.
That's the first time in the history of Nigeria that any company will be listing anything close to that. The closest to it was a bank, which posted around 200 and something billion. So anything that affects the telecoms industry affects everybody, and it affects the government as well. So, like Michael said, it wasn't well thought out, like so many others before it, and I'm afraid, like so many that will also come.
A progressive government is absolutely dependent on her policy designs and how it carries out that policy. Would you call this government progressive?
This government has not been progressive in terms of their
policy directions.
They are thinking out policies and then implementing policies. They've not been thinking. Well, you can say since 1999, I'm not sure whether we've had any policy that has withstood the time. So you have international passport, and then the next thing they want to change the cover, and then next thing is there's no printing machine in Nigeria, and next thing is okay, let's go back to what we used to have. I mentioned the driver's license. You probably have about five brands of driver's license in Nigeria. You probably have 5 brands of the national ID card in Nigeria. You probably have 5 brands of even government vehicles and their numbers and the numbering techniques. Numbering system. You probably have you have everything haphazard. So somebody just wakes up one day and say, I want to be popular today, or we want to make money. Let's just put this feature. You remember that it was long with fanfare, this national ID card thing. During the last administration, they partnered with very strong global brands and put chips on the national ID card and all that. And then where is it today? Where's the national ID card? And there's something I want to say before we leave. I hope that NIMC and every other person is asking questions. You see, you hear about schools, secondary schools, trying to help their students to register for NIN, and then they are charging money. There are schools in Ibadan here, I will not mention names, but I want the NIMC to make investigation into this thing. Why are schools charging parents?
I recall somebody called you on your program.
Yes. Why are schools, they denied it. Why are schools charging parents for money to register for NIN?
Okay, before we also close it, Tunde, recall that one of the major factors that Alinza Pantami, the minister for telecommunications, was hammering on was the issue of terrorism.
Yes.
Did we win on that front? Did we win to identify terrorists, based on this policy?
Well, as of today, there is no known major financier of terrorism that is under prosecution that we know of. The only thing we hear stories about how the military, has neutralized, terrorists in a particular place. We see, dead bodies, and all of that. But fighting a war, especially a symmetric war like it is in Nigeria, goes beyond just killing the militants, the terrorists. You need to be able to cut off their supplies. You also need to make examples out of those financing these things, and also nip in the bud the ideology behind it. I don't think we've been able to achieve all of that.
Okay, maybe we'll take one or two more calls before we close the program this evening. We are going towards the home run. 0809 155 1055, 0805 699 8678, and 0706 949 3000. Let's see who's here. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Thank you for joining us. This is Splash.
My name is SB Abodron from Mapete.
Welcome.
How are you, Shio?
Very well, sir.
Nigeria is a completely unique country. It's a completely different country, different from every other country. Our own is where we first of all act and think later. Our own is a country where lies are being told at the highest level of government. Our own is the type that we will see what is right and choose what is wrong. I can count on and on and on and on and on. So we are heading for, I can go about it. We are heading for good. You understand? And God will help us in Jesus' name.
Thank you very much. We always end up praying, We always end up praying. And hello, good evening. Who is on the line? Okay, well, you can still call 0809 155 1055, 0805 699 8678, and 0706 949 3000. I was saying that we always end up praying about these issues. I always end up farming our responsibilities to the divine, as if the divine will come down and help us. I don't know if they pray as much as we do in China. Hello, who is here? Hello.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, thank you for joining the conversation.
Yeah, this is Joseph Oluwaseun from Ibadan.
Welcome.
To me, I still believe much on this government than the previous one.
Okay.
They are still relatively a bit better than the previous ones. Because if you see some certain moves which have been made, is better than the previous government. Because here and there, they always make sure they put masses into problem. That's number one. Number two, pertaining to Fayose issue, I don't blame Fayose. You see, based on the way Fayose look at the governor is a little bit weak. It's not so active like former governor of Oyo State. Those are the reasons why you see sometimes Fayose try to impose his power or authority on the man. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Joseph Oluwaseun, for your time and contribution on the program this evening. So we can still get to hear from you. 0809 155 1055. Please, could you move away from your radio set so that we could have a conversation? Good evening.
Hello.
Hello, good evening. Welcome.
Hello, good evening.
Thank you for joining us. What's the name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, my name is Ayodele Ali. I'm calling from Iwo Road.
Ayodele Ali, welcome.
Ali, not Ali. Ali.
All right, welcome. Welcome.
Yeah. I want to comment on the issue of this, the policy of this government the government in power now. If anybody says, I wouldn't want to comment on what people say, but personally, I believe that this government has taken the Nigerians, for granted for a long time. Since they started, that you can see that our information minister is not talking the way he was talking before because there's nothing to talk about again. Because whatever the policy, their policy normally somersault. They don't have continuity. They just do things haphazardly, as Mr. Ladu was not said. They will not. They don't have anything on book. They just wake up overnight and then they begin to make policy. Look at the inflation rate. One of the governors said, basically said they printed money. We cannot say no, we cannot say yes, because if we look at the inflation rate now, it's too much. Our money doesn't have value. How would Twitter not take their headquarters to Ghana when we don't have any policy on economy? There is nothing. They don't roll anything out to tell us that this is a short time policy. This is going to be a long time policy. They just do it. They wake up in a day and they make sure that at least we are living, and they are still on throne. They are still in government. Nothing. The former government, they used to do something. They would tell you they are working on this. There was a time they were working on cargo airport, that they will be moving agricultural products even from one place to China and to any other countries. They were working on this before they left. Thank you so much. That's my own suggestion. This government has no policy. Look at Nepal, IBDC. What are they doing with all these things?
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yeah.
I'd like to hear your final takes on our issues this evening. Very quickly, let me start with Tunde.
Well, I think my last take will be that the people should be at the center of whatever it is we are doing. All the bickerings around who controls the power structure, the party structure, who is the leader, who is the father, they do not matter to an average person. So let's always put people at the front.
Michael.
Let the people ask questions. You see, when the citizens don't participate actively, when they don't ask questions, those in leadership take everybody for granted and then they do anything. So ask questions.
I guess we all know that we have a stake in this nation, and as I always say, when Nigeria survive. I'm Oluwaseun Akinola. Good evening, and thank you for joining us.